people when they call him Trashford, all this rubbish. And I looked at it and I thought...
They call him Trashford?
Yeah, that's what they're
I've
like.
never heard
mainly
of
Arsenal
it.
fans, isn't it? Arsenal fans mainly call him Trashford, isn't it?
Trashford.
Yeah, that's what they're naming him, Trashford.
Welcome back to the MVP podcast. My name is Bman. I'm here with Weezy. We're back again with another football episode.
Yep.
What are you saying?
I'm alright, man.
Just good times? Good times?
No. Never good times, man.
Never good times. Why is that?
No, been a Man United fan, it can't be a good time, man.
It can never be a good time with Man United.
It's dreadful, man.
So we've come off another loss yesterday, which is Bournemouth. What's going wrong?
What's going wrong?
Where do you start? Where do you start with the calamity?
I don't know. Do you know what? I don't even know where to start with this team. It's just all over the place. Like, the lack of creation, I don't know. It feels like, to me, this Ole just puts out 11 players and just says, no game plan, just go out and play. And then he hopes for a bit of magic from one or two players. Yeah. And then it's just, I don't know, it's just dreadful. It's like, the easiest way to play Man United is you either score first, or you just hold Man United to one goal, and then you're either going to get a draw, or you're going to...
Or somehow find a way to get a penalty or a free kick.
I mean, don't you find it annoying? He goes on about, we've got to have this killer instinct, we've got to kill teams, we've got to do this, and then as soon as Man United take a lead, it's like they retreat and they sit back. It's just...
It's, the strange thing about it is, as you mentioned, I don't think they've got any direction whatsoever.
Yeah.
They ain't got no system. Sosa, on a last football episode, said that he was pulling a Mourinho, where he's playing entirely too defensive. In my opinion, I think we're holding Man United to a too high of a standard at this stage, where people are talking about...
It's the name, though, isn't it? With Man United, it's always going to be remembered as that team that played with two wingers.
But should we not recalibrate our expectations slightly, considering that our two best players are Daniel James, or like I like to call him Daniel James, and McTominay? If those two are your two best players, there is a massive problem when you've got the likes of Maguire, Rashford, Martial.
In all honesty, I mean, coming back to that, we slate Rashford, but his numbers are not bad. His goals are not bad.
But you know what? Last year, and I can remember you saying it as well, we said although Mohamed Salah scored 21 goals, he did not look good. He was just hunting stats.
He was hunting stats,
Yeah. I'm not saying Rashford is hunting stats at all, but is it okay for us to say, really, okay, he's got the numbers, but his performances have been entirely way below par? Below par.
Yeah, but you've got to look at it. His number 10s and who's really... Like, I thought to myself, like, last few weeks, I was literally, like, on the guy's case. I was thinking to myself, this guy is rubbish. I believe people when they call him Trashford, all this rubbish. And I looked at it and I thought...
They call him Trashford?
Yeah, that's what they're...
I've never heard
of it. Arsenal fans, isn't it? Arsenal fans mainly call him Trashford, isn't it?
Trashford.
Yeah, that's what they're naming him, Trashford. But then I looked at it and I thought, I think Aguero will struggle in that team if you had Jesse Lingard and bloody Pereira as your number 10.
But that's really easy to say. That's extremely easy to say. I know that he hasn't got any service. This team is poor. But it's not even about the service. It's that once he has the ball, what does he do? Once he gets into a good position, what does he do? And let's be honest, he doesn't really do enough. He doesn't do enough.
Yeah,
that's where you have to judge him. I'm not judging him on what the other team provides for him.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, whenever I see him play, either he's too far out of play, he can't get into the right positions, and when he does get into the right position, he doesn't know what to do. The only things he's scoring is penalties and free kicks for a reason, because he himself does not have a killer instinct. He doesn't have it.
No, he doesn't have a clear, like, when you look at it in terms of as a number 9, you can tell Martial's a better number 9 because he's got, like, you can tell he's got the instincts of where to be. Go back to the Chelsea game where he literally, like, went outside, then came inside the defender, then tapped it in. Stuff like that. So with Rashford, he does definitely try too hard. I think at the beginning he believes the hype where, the English media, he's going to be the new number 10, this and that. Wayne Rooney is going to take over the status of Wayne Rooney. But the guy just literally... sometimes I think to myself, I see him put more effort in chasing a goalkeeper down than actually, like, trying to provide a final pass. Yeah. And sometimes his final decision-making leaves a lot to be desired. You think to yourself, just either slide someone through, but he's shooting from ridiculous angles and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's ridiculous, but...
I saw a stat, and I'm pretty sure that most people have seen this stat as well, is that he got to 50 goals quicker than Cristiano Ronaldo did. And people are like, oh, well, it seems like he's still on that trajectory to improve and get to the same level. But I wanted to mention that for anyone that put that on Twitter or put that on
Should be ashamed.
Snapchat, you really should be ashamed.
Yeah.
The both of them are, well, Cristiano Ronaldo lived in a completely different time, in a completely different place where his improvements were evident based on the team that he was playing for. Rashford cannot grow in this team.
It can work both ways though, because you can look at it and think Ronaldo played in a team that consisted of like at the start when he first started, Scholes, Giggs, and
Van Nistelrooy was still there. Rooney was there. And then he had Vidic and Ferdinand, Gary Neville.
Yeah, exactly. And in his best year, in like 2008, he had Hargreaves, Carrick, and Scholes.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what I mean? So,
but you have to remember that if he wasn't in that environment initially, would he have improved to a stage where he could have carried them all by himself?
Exactly.
That's what you're
Plus,
looking at.
he was given the luxury to grow. Ronaldo like could have a bad game, then Alex Ferguson takes him out the firing line.
But that's
Man United can't afford to do that.
That's it, though, isn't it? It's just the fact that Rashford, from the moment that he played Midtjylland, he became that superstar, and everyone was like, you are going to become the next best thing. Yeah. It's similar to when I first moved to England. We're talking 2004.
Yeah.
I loved those magazines, those football magazines that kids used to buy.
What are they called now? The Premier League ones.
The Premier League ones with the yellow with the stickers in that. Yeah. And I used to buy them every single week, and I can remember one post vividly.
Yeah.
It was the 50 best youngsters, and Fernando Torres was number 2. This is how long ago it was. Do you know who was number 1? Jermaine Genius.
Jermaine
Genius was number 1. Like, imagine how his timeline changed completely from that moment. And I think Rashford is going through a similar thing where people expect him to be something and he can't live up to it.
Yeah, it also shows the decline of Man United where you're pinning your hopes on a guy. If you're talking about like we say, about 10, 15 years ago, he wouldn't be a regular at Man United. It'd be if it was being managed by Sir Alex Ferguson, it'd be a player that'd be like, brought in slowly, gradually, let him progress. But Man United at the moment, like you said, we're relying on the Daniel James. Like you look at a team sheet and you think, if Scott McTominay don't play, we don't have a midfield.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's just, but then it goes back to Ole, because Ole said at the beginning of the season, I made these decisions in midfield. Yeah. So he said, I'm happy with my midfield. He came out with that statement. So therefore, that's the bed you made. Like, go online, and now when people say to you, we don't create enough, we don't score enough goals. Why did we not, Bruno Fernandes, why did we not go and sign this guy?
Sure. And
then you're saying to me now, I'm happy with the midfield. And then yesterday he comes out with and says, we lack creativity. Of course we lack creativity.
We don't have any creativity.
Do you know what I mean? So
if he really wanted to, he should have really brought on Mata. The least that he could have done was bring on Mata. Instead he brings on...
You question it though, because I understand if you played someone like Man City and it's quick, fast-moving team, then you don't bring Mata on. I understand that. But Bournemouth yesterday, small compact pitch, it was tight. Mata could have done things because Lingard had, and when he came on, he had like 3 or 4 good positions where he picked up the ball, and his final end product was just atrocious. So sometimes I just think to myself, what is he doing? Does he just chucking these players in and then just hope for the best? It's just, I don't know. It's all over the place at the moment. He just give up hope.
Yeah, I don't know where you can go with that. There are rumours now that Man United are being bought by Saudis. What do you make of that? Yeah, let me ask you that first. What do you make of all these rumours about Saudis buying the club?
I'm not one of these fans that like you've got people that look at the Glazers and think, God, they're taking money out. That's none of my business. Yeah, but you've got to look at it since Alex has left with David Moyes, we've had Van Gaal, Jose, and then now we've got Solskjaer. They've spent nearly 809 million.
Yeah.
So what have you done with that 809 million? What squad have you built? So people can't say these Man United are not being given money. They've been given money to spend. You just spent it poorly.
But the argument is that when these Saudis do come, that they're going to tempt some of these big players to come and join Manchester United.
By overpaying them.
By overpaying them.
Right, so you're going to have another Di Maria, you're going to have another Sanchez.
Well, yeah, but that's what fans are thinking are going to happen when these Saudis do come. They're going to be impatient. They're going to pull a PSG and they're going to sign the best players in the world and just throw money at them.
Yeah, okay, but then you're going to have you've got to have the manager in place to do that. So, I don't know. Then obviously because they come in, then they've got the right to sack Solskjaer because he's not their guy. But then at the same time, I think the biggest problem is the middleman, that guy that goes in between like the manager to the board and that. So that's Ed Woodward. So they've got to get rid of him. But if the Saudis do come in, then Man United are doing exactly what they basically associate with Man City, and then we actually slate Man City for. So we say, oh yeah, the oil rich, they basically sold their soul and this and that, and then now all of a sudden as Man United fans we're going to say we're happy with that.
No, but you're not. But it's just, this is what the sketch is, and let's be honest.
Time, really.
Yeah, it's really, for Man United it's desperate time because that team generally looks like a bottom half of the team.
You know, the Carabao Cup game. What did you think of that game, Chelsea?
I watched the Liverpool game.
You watched the Liverpool game?
Yeah, the spot that I was at, they
See,
refused
I
to
watched
watch
it
me.
with a lot of Man United fans, and then I've seen it obviously on Sky Sports, and then you see people like there was a title on Sky Sports, have Man United really turned the corner? Do you know, like if you really look into that game, in open play, Man United didn't have Man United won 2-1, but in open play, Man United didn't have a shot on target.
Yeah, I assumed that was the case because clearly all we can do at the moment is score from penalties.
Penalty and a free kick we scored, so that's like set plays. But in open play, we didn't have a shot on target.
Yeah.
In 90 minutes, we didn't have a shot on target. So
but that's the team. That's what we're dealing with.
That's the level of Man United at the moment. But also, like, what are we in? We're in November in the Premier League. Well, just beginning of November now, isn't it? So when you look at Man United now, what top team would you say we played? Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah.
So we played Chelsea on a good day.
Well, haven't we?
I don't know if you consider Arsenal top team, but in terms of no, seriously, Arsenal and Man United are the same level.
And we played Leicester.
Leicester. No, yeah, Leicester, but we robbed Leicester.
Yeah.
We didn't rob Arsenal. Arsenal, I think 1-1 was a fair result.
Mm.
Chelsea, we played them on a good time, first game of the season. But you look at we're in November now, 10 games in, and then Man United have lost to West Ham. You've lost to Bournemouth yesterday. You've lost to Crystal Palace, and who else did we lose to? We lost to another bottom half team. So we lost West Ham, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, and we lost to another team. Anyway, we've got four. Look, there's another bottom half team we've lost to, and then we've also drawn with Southampton, drawn with Wolves, and we still haven't, like, you know what I mean, played any of the mid-table decent teams. Oh, okay, Wolves being one of them, and you're in November and you've already dropped that many points. Do you know what I mean? Where do you think this team's gonna end up? It's gonna be like, I think about 11th, 12th.
Southampton. We lost to Southampton.
Yeah, we drew Southampton 1-1. Yeah, we drew 1-1. Newcastle was the other team. That's it. Yeah.
Sorry, I really had to think about that.
Yeah, Newcastle. So look at that. You've lost to, like, basically the team. You lost to Crystal Palace at Old Trafford. You should never lose that game. Yeah. West Ham. Okay, West Ham is kind of a bit of a funny team for us, but we usually do well against them in their home pitch. And then I don't know. I watch it, but I think to myself, when are we? Like yesterday, you watched that game. We watched it together. Unless I thought to myself, unless Bournemouth decide to put the ball in their own net, we ain't scoring.
No way.
It's
just no attacking threat. But let's look at the rest of the league. Just a couple of games I really wanted to quickly touch on. Liverpool came back from the dead, and Man City came back from the dead.
Yeah.
What do you make of the two teams now? Where do you think it's going? They're playing each other next week, correct?
Yeah.
Like, where do you see this title race going now?
Yeah, Liverpool have got to be favourites for that. Like, it reminds me of, like, you know, when Man United won the league in 2008, and then you had so many last-minute goals, last-minute penalties.
People kept saying, and I can remember, people kept saying, like, oh, this Man United team's not good. Yeah. Eventually, this is going to catch up to them, and it just never did.
And then, like, so you get all these last-minute goals, but what that result did, if that would have been a draw, like, say Liverpool and Villa finished 1-1 as a draw, Man City could have gone to the Etihad and said, oh, you know what, we'll take Anfield, we'll take a draw.
Yeah.
Now, Liverpool can say, we'll take a draw.
Yeah.
Because it gives points at 6 point gap. But then at the same time, there's an incentive. Liverpool win, that's 9 points. So the pressure's all on Man City.
Can you remember last year, come Christmas time, how many points were Liverpool ahead of Man City? Because they went and lost 2 games in a row.
It was like, no, January, about 8 points.
About 8 points. And they still caught up.
Yeah, still caught up, yeah.
So that leads to this question is this title race over if Liverpool beat Man City next week?
It depends, because it gives Liverpool the luxury to lose a game.
But they had the same luxury.
They had the same luxury last year, yeah, true.
With a lot less time to give.
Yeah, with a lot less time. But then I don't think this Man City team last year it just didn't feel vulnerable. This team actually feels quite vulnerable, to be fair.
Well, the Man City team.
Yeah, Man City
at the back.
Yeah,
but that's just purely because of injuries.
purely because of injuries. But with like I know a lot of people say Liverpool don't get injuries and this and that, but I think to myself, Man City can't afford to go to Anfield and lose. I don't think they can give them a 9 point gap. I think that'd be way too much because with the way Liverpool are going, basically take care of every home game, take care of the smaller teams, and then like one defeat or one draw, and they're still in your hands.
Exactly.
So the way it's like sketched out for them, I think they've got to be hot favourites for it.
I think they are.
And they deserve it, man. They're like thinking, as much as I hate them, you've got to give it to them. They deserve it.
Okay, anyway, Weezy, I appreciate you for coming on. We're going to put an end to it there, guys. Please like, subscribe, share, do your thing. We've genuinely enjoyed it.
Enjoy the relegation battle.
And we're going to be back again soon. Peace.
Take care.